What if I told you she never really left? You think she's gone, you think she's moved on, happy in someone else's arms while you're left in the dark. But let me ask you this. Who really has the power? The one who obsesses, overthinks, and tortures himself with what ifs? Or the one who walks away without a second thought? Right now you feel betrayed. Like she ripped a piece of your soul away. Like everything you built together is now nothing more than a distant memory. And worst of all, you think she doesn't care. But here's the truth. You never lost her. Because she was never yours to begin with. She was only ever a reflection of your attachment. A projection of your desires. And now that she's with someone else, you think it means you weren't enough. That you failed. That he has something you don't. But what if I told you? The moment you stop caring is the moment she starts to regret everything. What if I told you? The only way to win this game is to refuse to play at all. Pain is an illusion. It feels real because you convinced yourself she was the prize, the destination, the reward. But that was never the truth. The real prize is the man you become when you stop chasing, stop needing, and start living as if you were born untouchable. Because when you master detachment, when you embrace true Stoicism, you will no longer be the man who waits. You will be the man she remembers, the man she lost. This isn't about her. This is about you. And by the time we're done here, you won't just let go. You'll become the kind of man she could never forget. But before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because what I'm about to tell you will change everything. And if you're ready to reclaim your power, comment below. Pain is temporary. Power is forever. 1. The illusion of loss. Why she left isn't what you think she left you. That she moved on. That she's happier with someone else. But what if I told you she didn't leave you? She left the version of you that no longer intrigued her. The truth is, people don't abandon what they truly value. They only walk away when they believe there's nothing left to discover. Right now, you think she's with someone better. That's a lie. She didn't leave because you weren't enough. She left because she thought she had you figured out. The moment she believed she knew everything about you, the moment she felt certainty, that was the moment her curiosity died. Because attraction isn't about perfection. It's about mystery. It's about unpredictability. The sense that there's always more beneath the surface. But when you gave her your heart, your soul, your vulnerability, she stopped wondering about you. She had you. And in her mind, that meant there was nothing left to chase. And now she's with someone else. Not because he's better, not because he's more successful, not because he's more attractive, but because for now, he's an unknown variable. This is where most men get it wrong. They spiral, they beg, they plead, they try to prove their worth, thinking that if they just remind her of what they had, she'll come back. But that's not how this works. The moment you start seeking validation is the moment you confirm her decision to walk away. She doesn't miss the man who waits by the door. She misses the man who disappears completely, the man she can no longer predict. So understand this. She didn't leave you. She left the version of you that she thought had nothing left to offer. That leaves you with one choice. Stay broken and prove her right, or evolve into the man she never saw coming. But before we go any further, take control, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you understand that loss is just an illusion, comment below. I control my mind. I control my destiny. 2. Emotional detachment, the key to ultimate power. Right now, she owns you. Not physically, not even in reality, but in your mind. Every thought, every sleepless night, every time you check her social media just to see if she's happy without you, you're giving her control. And the worst part? She doesn't even have to do anything. Your emotions are the chains keeping you locked in place. And the more you let them dictate your actions, the weaker you become. But let me tell you something. Power belongs to the man who feels nothing. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you stop letting her existence affect your peace, that's when you take back control. This is the foundation of Stoicism. To be unshaken. To let the world do what it wants and yet remain still. Unmoved. Do you think the strongest men in history wasted time crying over a woman who walked away? Number. They understood that emotions are like storms, temporary, chaotic, and destructive, but only if you let yourself be caught in them. She expects you to be hurt. She expects you to break down, to show weakness, to prove that she mattered more than yourself. And the second you do, you confirm everything she believed when she left. But what happens when you don't react? When she looks at you and sees a man who isn't fazed, who isn't desperate, who doesn't even acknowledge her absence? That's when the power shifts. That's when she starts to wonder if she made a mistake. Understand this. Emotional detachment isn't about pretending. It's about mastering yourself so completely that nothing external can shake your foundation. And when you reach that level, you won't just make her regret leaving. You'll become untouchable. But before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you're ready to own your emotions instead of letting them own you, comment below. Nothing controls me. I am unstoppable. Fire. 3. Mastering emotional control. Unshakable resilience. Most men let their emotions destroy them. They allow heartbreak to consume their thoughts, dictate their actions, and turn them into weak, desperate versions of themselves. They spiral, chasing closure, replaying conversations, analyzing every little detail, hoping to understand why she left. But the hard truth? None of that matters. A man who understands emotional control becomes unstoppable. Because emotions themselves aren't the enemy, your reaction to them is. Pain is inevitable. You will feel it. You will wake up with a heavy chest, feel the sting of loss, and wonder if things could have been different. But suffering, that's a choice. Right now you have two options. Let your emotions control you. Learn to control them. She expects you to fall apart, to chase, to seek closure, to prove your worth to her. And the moment you do, you validate her decision to leave. She wins. But what happens when she sees nothing? No anger, no sadness, no desperate attempts to win her back. Just calm, focus. A man who refuses to be broken by something as temporary as her absence. That's when she starts to question everything. Because the ability to remain unfazed is the mark of a man who cannot be replaced. Women are drawn to strength, not just physical, but emotional strength. A man who stays composed under pressure. A man who takes a loss and keeps moving forward. A man who doesn't crumble at the first sign of rejection. That is the kind of man who commands respect. And respect? Respect is more powerful than love. Because love is fleeting. It's based on emotions, and emotions change. But respect? Respect lingers. It's what makes her think twice when she sees you thriving without her. It's what makes her regret ever thinking you were just another ordinary man. The strongest warriors in history lived by this principle. The Stoics understood that emotions should never dictate actions, that control over oneself is the ultimate power. And when you master this, you won't just make her regret leaving, you'll make sure no woman ever holds that kind of power over you again. So how do you do it? You stop reacting. You stop checking her social media. You stop letting your emotions lead you. Instead, you lead yourself. You channel all that pain into building something indestructible. That's how you take back control. That's how you win. But before we go any further, take control. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you're ready to master your emotions, comment below. I am the storm, not the rain. On fire. 4. You've already won, the final lesson in Stoicism. The game is over, but not in the way you once imagined. You used to believe that winning meant getting her back, that proving your worth, making her see what she lost, and watching her regret leaving would be the ultimate victory. You thought that if she came crawling back, begging for another chance, that would mean you'd won. But now you understand the truth. Winning was never about her. It was never about revenge, never about proving anything. It was always about you, about reaching the point where her presence or absence no longer affects your peace, about realizing that her decisions, her validation, and her approval were never what made you valuable in the first place. That's the moment you realize you've already won. She wanted control. She wanted to be the center of your world, even after she walked away. She wanted to believe that no matter where she went, she still had power over you. That you would still be waiting, still hurting, still chasing. But you didn't. Instead of clinging to the past, instead of wasting your energy on someone who walked away, you walked away too. Not out of anger, not to manipulate her, but because you understood something she never did. Real power comes from indifference. And now, the tables have turned. She's the one thinking about you. She's the one wondering if she made a mistake. She's the one checking your social media, hoping for a sign that you still care. But instead, she finds silence, absence. And that's when it hits her. You didn't just move on, you evolved. But here's the irony. By the time she realizes what she lost, you'll be too far ahead to care. This is what Stoicism is all about. Not suppressing emotions, but mastering them. Not avoiding pain, but refusing to let pain dictate your life. Emotional control, self-discipline, the unwavering strength to face loss without breaking. Because in the end, nothing external should have the power to shake you. Not a woman, not rejection, not even heartbreak. The man who can take a loss without breaking, who can face the storm without flinching, that is the man who is truly free. And when you become that man, you'll look back and laugh at the idea that you ever thought you needed her to complete you. She was never the prize, you were. And now, you know it. But before we go any further, take control, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you understand that true victory is complete self-mastery, comment below, I am my own master. Shock. 5. The Stoic's Path. A new beginning. This is where your journey truly begins. Not in heartbreak, not in regret, but in complete and total self-mastery. Because now, you understand. You understand that nothing outside of you, not a woman, not validation, not even love, should ever have the power to dictate your happiness. The only thing that matters is your ability to stand firm, to remain unmoved, to live with such unwavering purpose that nothing and no one can shake your foundation. She was never the destination. She was simply a lesson, a catalyst for your transformation, the fire that burned away the weakness, forcing you to rebuild yourself into something stronger, wiser, untouchable. And now that you've become this man, this unshakable, disciplined, high-value man, you no longer seek closure. You no longer wait for someone to recognize your worth. Because the truth is, a man who walks the Stoic path never waits. He builds, he grows, he dominates his own reality without ever needing permission. And that is the kind of man she will never forget. Not the one who begged, not the one who lingered in her shadow, not the one who kept checking his phone waiting for a message that would never come, but the one who vanished, only to reappear as something so powerful, so self-sufficient, so completely out of reach, that she no longer had access to him. And that is your true victory, not in making her regret leaving, not in making her chase you, but in reaching a point where it no longer matters if she does. Because a man who truly understands his worth knows one thing. His greatest love story is with himself. This is your new beginning. This is where you rise. This is where you leave behind the past, step into your highest potential, and never look back. But before you go, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications, And if you're ready to embrace this new path, comment below. I am the master of my fate. Shock. 6. Attraction through indifference. The dark psychology of desire untouchable. Attraction through indifference. What happens when you stop caring? When you stop checking, stop wondering, stop waiting? The answer is simple. She starts noticing. Because nothing is more powerful, more unsettling, more intoxicating than indifference. Right now, she believes she still has you. Even if she's with someone else, deep down, she knows. If she ever wanted to come back, you'd still be there. That's why she's not thinking about you. That's why she's not chasing. But the moment she feels your absence, the moment she senses she no longer controls your emotions, everything changes. People always want what they can't have. It's human nature. The mind is wired to chase what is slipping away, to desire what feels unattainable. When you were desperate for her, you became predictable, ordinary, forgettable. But now you're something new. Something she no longer understands. You're not texting, you're not watching, you're not even reacting. And that silence, that emptiness where she once found validation, it will start to consume her. She'll test you. Maybe she'll post something just to see if you notice. Maybe she'll message you out of nowhere with something meaningless, just to check if she still has power over you. And here's where most men fail. They take the bait. They think, this is my chance. They respond too quickly, too eagerly. And just like that, the power is gone. But not you. Not anymore. Because a man who understands this game knows the only true response is skull emoji. No response at all. Indifference is the ultimate attraction trigger. It makes her question. It makes her doubt. It makes her chase. But only if you are strong enough to check, stay silent, walk away, disappear into a life so fulfilling that she no longer exists in your world. That's when she regrets leaving. That's when she starts craving the man you've become. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you understand that silence is more powerful than words, comment below. Silence is my greatest weapon. 7. The power of absence. Becoming the man. She can't forget. Weapon number 4. The power of absence. Becoming the man she can't forget. You think she forgot about you. You think she moved on, completely uninterested in what you're doing. But let me tell you something. Women never truly forget the men who leave an impact. Right now, she's not reaching out because she believes she still has you in her grip. She assumes that if she ever changed her mind, she could come back and you'd still be there waiting. But the moment she realizes you're truly gone, the moment she sees that you vanished from her world without a trace, that's when the doubt begins to creep in. Absence is powerful. It forces people to fill in the blanks, to wonder, to question. And the human mind hates unanswered questions. Right now, she's confident in her decision. But when she notices that you're not watching, not liking, not responding, she'll start to wonder why. Why hasn't he reached out? Why does it seem like he's moved on so easily? Did I misjudge him? And that single thought, that tiny crack in her certainty, is all it takes to plant the seed of regret. But most men, they panic. They think, if I disappear, she'll forget about me. So they lurk. They leave breadcrumbs, check marks, comments, indirect messages, hoping she'll notice. But that's weakness. That's insecurity. The men who are truly unforgettable are the ones who vanish completely. The ones who walk away with such quiet certainty that it leaves an empty space where they once were. And that space? That void? It will haunt her. This isn't about manipulation. It's about understanding human nature. She will never regret losing the man who begged to be in her life. But she will always question losing the man who disappeared without hesitation. That's the man she can't replace. That's the man she will always wonder about. But before we go any further, take control right now. Like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications. And if you understand that absence is more powerful than presence, comment below, I don't chase, I attract. Outro, the ruler of my mind. You've made it to the end. And if you're still here, that means something inside you has shifted. You are no longer just a man who lost someone. You are a man who has found himself. This is the Stoic path, the path of self-mastery, discipline, and complete emotional control. Because at the end of the day, the strongest men are not the ones who chase. They are the ones who walk away without looking back. But don't stop here. Keep building, keep growing, keep pushing yourself toward the man you were always meant to be. And if you want more content that sharpens your mind and strengthens your spirit, like this video, subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the phrase, I walk my path alone, but I never walk it weak. Let the world know that from this moment forward, you are untouchable. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next one.